Hey, what's going on, Scat Crew, Scat Squad? Welcome back to another NBA reaction recap. Today we're going to be discussing the Western Conference Finals Game 3 because why the heck would we talk about the East for? But yes, once again, shockingly, the Timberwolves lost in the deciding moments again, got outclutched by Luka and KYRIE, who would have thought? And the Mavericks did pull away to win a close game in the deciding moments to go take a 3-0 lead. Now, once again, to put in perspective, I did choose the Timberwolves in 7. I'm not running away from that prediction. I think I explained my logic well, even though I was wrong. And maybe in a perfect world, they can steal a game on the road still and maybe win a game 6, but that's over. The series is over, all right? They're not winning. But yeah, before we dive into my thoughts and my initial reaction, make sure you check the description for any topics we talked throughout the video. And I gotta show some love to y'all, man, because y'all went crazy on my last discussion video. Almost 400 views in a day. The watch time was amazing. You guys actually watched a long portion of that video. So I'm glad I can be informative and entertaining at the same time. All right, so let's just get on my original thoughts. So I did think that Minnesota would win that game. I thought it would be a battle. I thought it would be a scratch and claw fight. But I thought the Timberwolves would win. I was wrong. But I did predict that Daniel Gafford poster. I told you, Anthony Edwards is going up against a bunch of 78 to 82 overall defensive anchors in 2K terms. They shouldn't be locking him down this much. I said, if Anthony Edwards makes up his mind to dunk on Daniel Gafford will get dunked on. And literally it happened. So I did call that. You can go check it out if you haven't seen that. I did predict that. Anywho, my initial thoughts, what the hell is wrong with you people? And when I say you people, I'm talking about Minnesota. Why is Anthony Edwards not touching the ball or touches the ball like once in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game? Are you guys insane? Are you actually dumb? First of all, it's Anthony Edwards' fault for not taking the ball. It's Coach Finch's fault for not telling his players to give his best player the damn ball when he was on fire in the third. And it's the teammates' fault because why the hell are you trying to create for yourself when you haven't created anything damn near all series and you have Anthony Edwards right there who's actually having a decent game offensively? And so it's Anthony Edwards' fault, it's Coach Finch's fault, and it's the teammates' fault. They all were stupid in the last 5 minutes. Why would you not give your best player the ball back to back to back? Did you see how Dallas was doing it? Either KYRIE or Luka had it. It was mostly Luka, but they know who to give the ball to in the deciding moments. It makes no sense why Anthony Edwards would take one shot in the last 5 minutes. It's inexcusable. It makes no sense. It's wrong. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody deserves accountability for that. Anthony Edwards was stupid for not demanding the ball. The teammates were stupid for not giving it to him willingly. And the coach, why aren't you telling your players to give him the ball? You would think that this is common sense, but apparently not for Minnesota. But besides that, they just can't guard Luka and KYRIE. It's really just coming down to that. A lot of people are saying, oh, why do they keep leaving people on single coverage versus Luka? It doesn't matter. If they do trap him and put 2 on the ball, he's going to make the right read and the right skip pass, and it's going to be a wide open shot in the corner. And then people are going to be like, oh, why are you guys giving up wide open shots? They're unguardable. It's literally a pick your poison type of thing. You just have to hope that they miss a tough shot. You just have to play as best defense as you possibly can and pray they miss. That's all you can do defensively with these two, especially in the rhythm that both of these players have established. Luka Doncic is the most clutch player in the NBA. It's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, it is actually close. His teammate, how about that? It is close. The second most clutch person debatably is his teammate. So they got the 2 most clutch players in the league, and that's why they win. All these games have been close for the most part, but it just comes down to like the last 10 possessions, the last few minutes, and apparently Luka and KYRIE know exactly what they want to do, how they want to do it, and who they want to do it to. But Minnesota, let's just put Anthony Edwards in the corner and let's just see if we can do a pick and roll with Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert and see what happens. It's just bad game planning, bad strategies. So Jason Kidd is out coaching Coach Finch. And let's talk about Karl. Lord have mercy. Have you seen this guy's statistics? This man is averaging 15, 2, and 8. I repeat, 15, 2, and 8. And that's after his best game of the series, which he still played trash in. Like this guy, I swear to you, Drew Holiday has had better series off the bench where he's been more productive and had better stats, or just as good as stats. Derrick White has a series somewhere, I have not fact checked this, but I feel it. Derrick White has played better in a series than Karl-Anthony Towns is right now. I swear to you, he's getting outplayed by Derrick White and Drew Holiday from different series. It's actually ridiculous how bad Karl is. And I've been defending Karl and Rudy Gobert all season because I felt some of the criticism, a lot of the criticism, wasn't warranted as much as people would think. I know they both had their playoff struggles. They're both known as like clumsy and soft, but I thought some of it was just a little overboard and harsh. But man, I can't even defend Karl, man. He's just been bad, man. He looks. I think didn't like in the fourth quarter he got benched in game 2, like towards the end. It just has not been a good matchup for Karl. PJ Washington is making him uncomfortable. He's contesting everything. Karl's not making any threes. He's fouling. It's just bad for Karl, man. Hopefully he can like have a good game at some point, like a real good game. But it's just looking slow. I can make the argument that Jaden McDaniels has been the second best player, if not at moments the best player on the Minnesota Timberwolves for this series. And that's crazy because Jaden McDaniels can't even consistently average 15 for long stretches of time. But he's playing as good as defense as he possibly can on Luka, even though Luka's abusing him. I still think Anthony Edwards needs to spend a little bit more time on Luka because I think just on like the way Anthony Edwards is made and his athleticism, I think he's the most equipped to stay in front of or at least to try to at least contain or slow him down a little bit. Jaden McDaniels can't do it. Anthony Edwards, you got to get Anthony Edwards off KYRIE. I'd rather Ant-Man guard Luka than KYRIE. I just think KYRIE is the worst possible thing for Anthony Edwards to guard. Now, Derrick Lively, that's going to be an interesting piece because if Minnesota wins one, like I said, the series is over. But if they can win one and then they go home, I'm assuming if they win a game 4, they will go home and win a game 5 because you're not beating Minnesota 3 times at home. They're just not. Denver didn't do it. And I know this isn't Denver, but even the Mavericks, they're not going to beat the Timberwolves 3 times at home if they somehow were able to pull out a victory in game 4. So that's why I'm saying I'm still at like 15% chance that the Timberwolves can force a game 6. Now, them winning it is over. I think that chance flew out the window as soon as they lost last game. But I think they can still at least make it entertaining and interesting a little bit. They go out swinging, you know what I'm saying? Luka, when he was 22, he lost in the Western Conference Finals to Stephen Curry, and he lost in 6. So try to at least steal one game or win 2 games, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's really just coming down to Dallas's 2 players just being unguardable. For whatever reason, it's just their skill, it's not even just their skill, the way they're thinking the game. KYRIE and Luka are both steps ahead of not only the players on Minnesota. It feels like they're a step ahead of Chris Finch. It's just whatever Minnesota throws at them, it's just like they instantly know what to do, how to counter it, who they want to give the ball to, exactly how they want to run their offense, and they get everything they want. I'm seeing KYRIE get to every spot on the court that he feels comfortable in. He's getting to his dribble pull-ups. He's getting his he made some tough floaters over Anthony Edwards too, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to get Ant off KYRIE. You're just tiring him out for nothing. I seen some tough layups by KYRIE that he had with his left hand. Oh my goodness, KYRIE, where you relax? KYRIE, other than maybe like a fully healthy Anthony Davis, KYRIE is probably the best second option in the NBA. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I think Jaylen Brown is up there, but obviously KYRIE's better than Jaylen Brown. Even if you factor in the defense, KYRIE's clutchness and shot creation off the dribble consistently is just outweighs that. So I would still choose KYRIE over Jaylen Brown. But yeah, KYRIE is the best number 2 in the league. Debatably, I would say him and AD because a fully healthy AD is like borderline top 10. But yeah, now let's get to one of the last topic. Is Anthony Edwards being overrated? Because I've seen that question come up a few times. No, he's not overrated. He's a generational 22-year-old who's going up against a generational 25-year-old with one of the clutchest players of all time, and they're losing or surprising. Now, am I shocked that they're getting swept? Yes, I am shocked. So if you want to say from an overrated standpoint of, we thought this would go 6 or 7, okay, fine. But him as a player in a vacuum, hell no, he's not overrated. He's one of the best 22 in NBA history ever to exist. Go look at the playoff stats from most of his career besides this Dallas series. Go look at what he's done in the regular season, the leadership, and then the eye test. He's hitting the head on the rim. He's doing dunks. He's already had like 2 top 50 dunks of all time, or at least 2 top 70 dunks of all time, easily. That John Collins one and Gabe Vincent one, I think could be damn near top 25 dunks. But anywho, he is not overrated as an individual talent. Stop the nonsense. He's one of the most accomplished and exciting 22-year-olds this league has ever seen. Let's stop being ridiculous and stop being so reactionary in the moment. He's great. He's going to be fine. He's just going up against a better player who's closer to their prime than he is in his prime. Luka is 25, turning 26. This is literally the start of his prime. Anthony Edwards' prime starts in another 3 years. So of course Luka's going to be better than him. I've never made the claim that Luka is not better than Anthony Edwards. I've never seen it, besides like maybe a player stand on Twitter. But come on, don't you can't use that as evidence. A player stand will say their favorite player is better than Magic Johnson. Let's just stop the nonsense. Anthony Edwards is not overrated. I just think that the Dallas Mavericks have a good personnel and have a good game plan, and they're literally treating him like Giannis. As soon as he turns that corner, Anthony Edwards sees 2 or 3 bodies, bare minimum. So they're getting the ball out of his hands, and I think psychologically, it has started to make Anthony Edwards be a little less aggressive. Now, okay, I will say this. He is overrated in terms of clutchness. Now, if you want to say Anthony Edwards is being overrated because he's not as clutch as you thought originally, I would agree with that, because I think a lot of people had in their head that he was already peak Jordan's clutchness. No, when I say he's baby Jordan, I'm just talking about in terms of the way he carries himself, especially when he has the mid-range game going, because then it really feels and looks like a retro 90s player like MJ. So I still think he has those traits, and like I said, he has the statistics. This man averaged 30 points damn near since the age of 20 in the postseason. From 20 to 22, he's averaged 28 to 30 points per game. You know how insane that is to do as a 20-year-old? Are you actually out of your mind? He is damn sure not overrated. He's just going up against a better player in Luka Doncic, who has the second best, who is like I said, potentially the second best second option in the league. Some would probably even say first. So I damn sure don't think Anthony Edwards is overrated. I just think his clutchness, maybe that element of his game, is slightly overrated. But everything else, he is not overrated. Stop the nonsense. Look at the eye test. Look at what he's done. He swept KD and Booker and Bill. That is a super team that can be labeled as a super team roster-wise. Then he beat the defending champions and actually averaged 29 and had 2 40 balls. Don't forget, he had 2 40 balls against the defending champ. So he is not overrated. Get off his D. And the Mavericks are going to the NBA Finals. Let's go.